Hello there and welcome to the Gummy Yoshi channel. Thank you for clicking on the video, and today I'm going to be going over how to improve your chances at placing well in the upcoming solo FNCS for Chapter 2, Season 3. When FNCS finally comes around in a few weeks, you don't want to be going into it without any practice. So I'm going to be breaking down ways that you can easily practice for the FNCS almost like it is tomorrow. The first one that everyone will know is the standard solo arena. Now, I'm only in Contender League right now, but your goal will be to get to Champion League. Now, once you're in Champion League, you'll actually be getting really good practice on what FNCS is going to be like. It's not going to be as difficult, honestly. My metric for it is that arena is about a sixth of the difficulty of FNCS. So, in reality, it's not as difficult as FNCS, but it is still really good practice. The second way I have to practice before solo FNCS comes around is actually custom solo scrims. Now, you may have heard of these from like professional players who do these professional solo scrims, but there are scrims for people who are not professionals yet. My favorite server that I use a bunch is actually Atlantis Scrims. I have a link for the NA region and the EU region in the description if you want to go check that out. It's a Discord server and they run scrims, and it's basically you put in a custom matchmaking code into your arena and it will use the arena format, except there will be zone rules. So basically you can't fight until the late game, and what this does is it simulates you being in the late game in FNCS. So it's really good practice for FNCS, but if you want to work on your early game, I suggest arena. For late game, I'd suggest the scrims. Another really good way to just practice your mechanics in general is Boxfights. I have another Discord server linked down below that runs Boxfights where you can queue up and fight players around your same skill level. You'll get matched by this elo thing that you get, and based off of how you win or when you lose, you'll go up and down. It's called Fortnite ranked Boxfights, and it's really fun, and you basically just get to test your 1v1 boxfighting skills. Now, boxfighting is a super important part to Fortnite, as when you are in a fight, you don't always want to have to build battle your opponent, as it uses a lot of materials and it can often get third-partied. So box fighting keeps you closer to the ground, and it will conserve materials, and hopefully you won't take as much damage. This is why you want to practice box fighting, just because you want to master it so that in a game you have confidence knowing you can beat your opponent. Now, those are ways you can actually practice your in-game strategies, like your end game, your early game, your box fighting, which can really happen at any point in the game. So arena, Atlantis Scrims, or really any scrim Discord server. If any of you guys know any others, just let me know in the comments. And also Fortnite ranked box fights. Now, those three are going to be your main system on practicing. At least that is what I think you should do. Now, one thing I do want to say about these scrims and arena and box fights: every time you lose a match of these, every time you lose an arena game, if you don't place well in a scrim, if you lose immediately off the bat in a box fight, I want you to think about how you died. Now, don't just say, oh, I got one pumped. What put you in that position to get one pumped? Why were you there? What decisions had you made going up into that place where you had the chance to die? Because the best pros can see where they want to be and how they want to get there before they're in a situation that can be fatal for them. So you'll always want to be thinking about what you've done wrong and then improving upon that as you keep playing these games. You don't want to just get into a brainless cycle if you just queuing up for a new scrim, playing it, dying, queuing up. You want to queue up, and if you die, analyze how you died. You can go into the replay mode, you can just go into career and then replays, and you can look at the replay for what happened. You can see if you made any bad pushes, you can see if you were out of position, if you rotated too late or too early, if you didn't do a short launch pad when you should have done a full launch pad. So there are many different ways you can die, but VOD reviewing your own clips is the best way to improve on this. Now, if you're still VOD reviewing these and your game sense is looking good, you know where to be, but you're still dying in these fights, the next thing I think you should work on is your mechanics, because that's probably what's holding you back. A lot of people can have amazing game sense, but their mechanics just aren't good enough to let them win those critical 1v1s if they need loot or if somebody's just aggroing them. these 1v1s can be insanely critical to someone's placement in a tournament. So I have a few creative maps to help you improve your mechanics. Now, to start it off, I want you to work on your edits. Now, just set aside like 20 minutes of your day, only 20, and work on your edits consistently. One of the maps I recommend is actually Raiders 1v1v1v1 edit race course. Now, you can obviously do this one against your friends. It has an easy, medium, and hard difficulty to it, but this map is really good for improving your edits. So if we go into it here, I can actually show you what I mean. As we load into the map here, you can actually see that the hub is a very simple setup. It's really nice. You can actually grab one of these shotguns and the AR if you prefer to edit with your weapons out, but basically there's an easy, medium, and hard difficulty. Now, if you're just warming up for the beginning of the day, do easy. If you're after doing easy, you'll want to move on to medium and then hard. I'm just going to go into hard to show you guys what it's like. There are 4 different stations here, so you can run through each set 4 times, or you can race against your friends. But basically what you're going to do is you're just going to want to start your timer, and then it's just an edit course where basically you'll just want to be working on your edits here. And as you can see, they get very difficult the later you go on. And see, I'm not really good at editing, so I'm probably not the best one to be showing you this, but I still do know how to improve your edits. And even though I'm not the best, I know that with dedication, a lot of you people who watch these videos can become good enough to actually play super well in the FNCS. The next map I have for you is actually for aim training. Now, this is the Training Island version 3.3. This map actually came out in Season 9, so it was a while ago, but I still do like it, and honestly, this is my favorite map for training aim and working on your mechanics just overall. It's got an edit race course, it's got aim training, it's got building, it's got everything you can think of. It's a warm-up map, it's a training map. This map is probably one of the best maps I could ever recommend to you. The code for it will be down in the description below, but basically how this map works, there's different sections for everything you want to focus on. So over here you can see you can actually practice your tunneling. Then over here, you can practice your aiming. And see, over here, there's the armory. So you've got a wide selection of guns to choose from. I'm just going to grab, let's say, a tactical shotgun and a SCAR for now. But then you've got launch pads over here. Like I was saying, there's a whole edit course over here. It's got everything you can think of. Now, if we mosey on over to my favorite part of the map over here, actually, the aiming course. Now, this is like a simulation for Kovacs. So basically, you've got a 1-minute timer here, and you can start it, and then just for 1 minute, you'll just want to shoot these targets out. Now, some of them are moving, some of them are stationary. You guys will just want to do this and practice even just for a minute, 1 time a day. Just come in here and work on your aim, and you will gradually get better. I promise. You will see it over time. If you do this once a day, even just for a minute, your aim will improve. And I haven't done this map in a while, but it's still improving itself as I'm doing it. So you'll just want to do that until your timer runs out. So I highly suggest you go check out this map. Let's move on to the next topic. The next thing you should always be doing is actually kind of counterintuitive. You actually want to watch other people play the game. I know it seems weird that you wouldn't be playing the game yourself, but if you're watching a professional player just play, say, solos or arena or even just duo wagers or something, you will be improving as long as you're retaining some of the things that they do. If you just keep a notebook next to you, you don't even need a notebook, but say they make a really good play and you say, I want to learn how to do that play. Just write it down somewhere, even just write it down in a Chrome tab on your computer. And then the next time you gotta get onto Fortnite, work on that one mechanic and it will improve all of your gameplay overall. It sounds weird, but refining your mechanics can actually improve you in different parts of the game. It's hard to explain in a sense, but basically, once you start focusing on your mechanics, you will learn a lot more about the game in general, and how to improve yourself, and how to actually get better in terms of game sense, and mechanics, and everything related to Fortnite. So definitely watch pro players' live streams and see what they're doing in their games, but also please remember to VOD review all of your games. Now, whenever you play in a hype night or any solo tournament, you'll definitely want to watch back your games. I do this for all of my solo tournaments. After I finish them, I go back into the replays mode and I look at every one. Then I have a notebook next to me, and I have a section for the early game, the mid game, and the late game. And I take notes on what I can improve on that I learned from these games. So if I die right off the bat in early game, there's a learning experience right there. As I watch back what I did, I can see what I did wrong, how I could have positioned myself better, and what I could have done differently. So VOD reviewing your own games is very important, and I think all of you should do it. Now, just like I was saying with VOD reviewing all your solo tournaments and stuff, you will want to play in every solo tournament. If you're practicing for FNCS solo tournaments, you'll definitely want to be playing in obviously all the solo tournaments. So these are trio cups, unfortunately, but the hype nights that are happening and the DreamHack Online Open, I actually made a video on how to sign up for that if you want to go check that out. You'll want to practice your solo skills by playing in every solo tournament that Fortnite hosts. Now, this will just give you the best experience and the best shot at doing better in the FNCS. Basically, to sum it all up, you'll want to play arena solos. You'll want to do scrims, box fights, watch pro players live streams, VOD review all your games, and also do every tournament that you can. Now, one final note that I need to hit on here is you need to keep a good mindset. This is the biggest part, and I left it for last because it is so important. You have to keep a good mindset throughout your entire games, or else you are just dooming yourself to not succeed. If you are not staying positive, and if you're just being negative and thinking, oh, I died off spawn here, I need to hot drop now, I'm falling behind in points, this is gonna screw my games, I'm getting griefed. No, that's gonna ruin your games because you're just going to keep doing worse and worse and falling into a worse mindset. In my opinion, Fortnite is like 60% mindset, 40% gameplay. It is all up to you on how well you can manage your mental state and say to yourself, no, I can still come back from this. It doesn't matter that I died off spawn there. Let's move on to the next game and try and get this win. So if you found this video helpful, please consider leaving a like on it and subscribing to the channel, as that would help me out a ton. Remember, all the links to the creative maps are in the description below, so go check those out when you want to go and practice with those. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like I said, have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one.
Yeah.